Hey guys, this is Michael, your property guy again, and I'm going to come back for another episode about property investments. Now, a lot of people are probably asking me right now, how do you really make money in properties? Michael, can property really make me a millionaire? So today, I'm going to address that question to you guys right now. If you're watching this, Googling out there and asking yourself how to become a millionaire, let me show you how you can actually do it in property investments. So if you're ready, okay, let's roll. Right, so I'm going to call it this way right now, okay? So one of the ways of how you can do it is basically flipping to, yep, you guessed it, millions. Now, there's only two ways of how you can actually make money from properties. One is from capital appreciations, and the second one is from cash flow. So today we're going to talk about capital returns. That's where the word flipping comes from. So let me just go through one of the formulas I've always used in the past. I'm going to share with you right now, and it's going to be called the flipping formula. All right, and the flipping formula right now is this. Okay. The flipping formula states this right now, saying that how much money I sell versus whatever I buy, okay, times 100%, and therefore this must be above a certain value. So let's take this value right now, for example. So all I want to do right now is I'm going to show you how you can buy and sell properties over and over again and make money to the millions. But before I do that, I want to go through this, right? You must have a formula. Everything that I do, every investment I do, there must be a simple formula that I follow, a rule that I follow in order for me to achieve something like this. So in this case right now, before I explain to you how I'm going to make my millions, I'm going to follow this formula very, very well. Meaning that you have to make sure at least you make 30%. So in other words, Michael, a lot of you are asking right now, what does this all mean? Basically, you've got to buy, okay, lower, and then you've got to sell, okay, at a higher value right now. And let's say for a simplicity reason right now, you can take anything from like 1.1 million, and then you got to sell it for 1.3 million in order for you to make that kind of money. Let me walk through a true example right now how you can make 30% off a property right now. So a very simple way, okay? So let's just put it into simple facts right now. Imagine right now you would go out there and buy a house, and that house would be about 300,000 ringgit. Okay. Now this would be a medium low cost kind of apartment, so I'm putting it within a range where many people can afford to do this. So assuming you buy a property like this, and what you're going to do right now is that you are just going to wait, okay, for a period of 3 to 5 years. Now of course you can rent it out, make sure it covers all the installments and everything, but eventually you are going to sell this property at RM once it appreciates to 390K, okay, and you're gonna sell it to a buyer, okay, and by doing this right now, you're gonna make approximately 30%, right? So now, assuming from here, what happens is this: you would make RM $90,000 from this transaction. However, here's the thing, okay, come back to the beginning over here. You probably will do this. If you follow the rest of my series, you'll probably do this using a loan. So what you actually fork up with is not 300,000, you probably just come up with Ringgit Malaysia 30,000 ringgit, okay, as a down payment, right, or deposit. And the rest of the money, you're going to use a loan. And the loan is going to cover up to 90% of this, and therefore, that will be paid by the banks. Now, assuming throughout the period of this 3 to 5 years, you're able to rent out this property, and this property rentals cover the installments of the loan. So just to keep it simple right now, we keep it as simple as possible. Assuming that you rent out the property and the property covers the installments over here, so you actually pay off the banks once you sell the property off, and you really profit that $90,000 coming back. What actually comes back to you in your pocket is that 30,000 at the beginning. Alright, so you plus another Ringgit Malaysia 30,000 over here, and after 5 years, my friend, you would get a total of 120,000 ringgit cash. Your initial deposit plus 30% profits. Alright, so this is easily how you get this done right now. if you're clear with this, and I'm just going to use a very simple model right now to make it understand, yes, I know there are other complications out there like rentals and installments and all, which I will cover in all my other lessons, but I just want to make you simple that this is how you make money from property investments. Okay, so now let's get to the next part right now, okay, the exciting part. How do you get out there to become a millionaire? So now that you know something like this, let's talk about the next part of this program. So assuming you start with this right now. Now I'm not going to start with a big figure like $1 million. So many of you are just starting in property investments. So what I'm going to do right now is this. Assuming you, my friend, are able to start off with just buying one property at $300,000, okay? And I'm assuming that you are going to target 30% profits, okay, within a period of 5 years. So this is what you're going to be starting off with. Now let's just do a table over here. Now I did say that you're going to become a millionaire, but this is not going to be a get-rich-quick scheme. It's going to take some time, some intelligence, and some patience. All right? So assuming right now, this is where you start off, okay, at year 0, and you save up cold hard cash that you're able to put in as a deposit, right, to go out there to buy your very first property. Wait patiently for that 5 years to sell that property, right? And then after that, you're going to have your profits coming back. This is what's going to be looking, this is how it's going to be looking like. So first things first, let's start with a ringgit Malaysia of 30,000 ringgit over here. And of course, you buy your first property, like how I've shown you over here, at 300,000. And wait after 5 years. So 5 years later, you would sort of at 390K. You would walk away with profits of 90,000 ringgit right now. Woo! Good on you. Take this money and return it to you in year 5. So year 5, this money would come back over here, 90,000 plus your initial seed capital of 30K. So therefore, in your bank right now is 120K. Now I know I promised you $1 million, so be patient. This is only just year 5. So now year 5, if you take this money and you don't spend any of it and you put it back into the markets, meaning that now instead of being able to buy a 300K property, assuming this is 10%, you're able to now buy a $1.2 million property. Do the same maths again, 30% profits from here, so you're able to go and sell it off at 1.56 million, right? Now, that means you profit in and you pocket in another good amount of money of 360 cash. Good on you. All right, so now what happens is after 5 years, another 5 years or 10 years later, you get 360K back plus, okay, 120K of your initial deposit. So therefore, that's 480K. Now, this is the point where you're probably going to tell me right now, Michael, I'm getting impatient. It's been 10 years. You're telling me in 10 years' time, I only get 480K. Now, you're getting frustrated right now, right? Okay. Calm down, let me just show it right now. What if you take this money and put it in again into the market and get a $4.8 million property? Now, can you get properties like this? Yes, you can. You can buy bungalows, you can break into 2, you can break into 3 properties. You don't have to buy one, but I'm just sharing this as an example right now. So assuming after this, you sell it off again for 30% profit. So there you go, the big number comes in and you would profit 1.44 million. Therefore, after 15 years, my friends, you'd come back with 1.92 million ringgit. So oops, I kind of like blew it a little bit. As you can see over here, you didn't hit $1 million after 15 years. You hit close to $2 million over here. All right, so if you're looking at this right now, you're probably looking and saying, hey, is this possible? Let me just tell you this right now. This is the power of compound. As you exponentially grow your wealth, year after year, and put it back into an investment, getting a 30% returns on profits every 5 years, within a matter of just 15 years. Now, 15 years may sound like a long time, but 15 years later, to keep 2 million coming in, I can tell you right now, how many of you are willing to wait that kind of time to get that money coming in? Now, here's another good news. You could even start that off, all right, with $100,000. I'm assuming that right now you only have $30,000 coming in. If you had $100,000 coming in, you save a good 5 years. You could get this done in 10 years. Now, if you got even more money coming out, guess what? You can even double or triple your money very fast by doing it in a short period of just another 5 years. So there you go. This is how you flip the millions. But I know a lot of you are watching this right now and saying, hey, what if I can't do all this? This sounds too good to be true. Is it so easy to make it? Can you make 30%? How about all the taxes? How about all the other things that's coming in? Okay, so I buy some of you in what you're saying right now. So, okay, so there you go. I created one with 20% profit. So let's say if you make less money, and even if you started with just the same amount of money, which is 300,000. Now I believe 300,000 is a very affordable range for many people to come into. And just look how it gets right now. At year 0, you do the same thing. You get less money. Instead of getting 90K to come in, you get 60K to come in. 60K plus your initial 30K capital, 90K. So the next 5 years goes up to 180K. 10 years later, you come back with 180K plus 90K, so 270K. Goes up to 540K after 15 years. Money comes back, put it into the account, play it one more time, get out there, get it there, and within 20 years' time, you make 2.43 million as well. Now, has this been done before? Has this been proven before? Yes. As a matter of fact, this is one of the strategies that I use to play my property investments, to get my millions coming in. And I can tell you one thing right now, I have taught many people to do this, and I can tell you, if you are disciplined enough to control your finances and to build your portfolio up, you are able to get this as well in your life. So let me ask you the question right now, okay? How many of you ready to really get rich out there? Because I can show you in a short period of anything from 15 years or less, you're able to become a millionaire by flipping your way through properties. So there you go, guys. This is the episode where I tell you guys how you can get rich and become a millionaire through properties. If you like this, subscribe below and follow the rest of my lessons where I'll show you more examples of how you can get rich through property investments. See ya!